Hey there, Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising. It's Maggie. Welcome to Moonlit Waters. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look for this week coming up. I'm recording this on the 19th of June. So for the next week or so, but we have that solstice energy that's happening on the 21st. And so I combined two of my decks here. Well, they're not mine. They're Chris Ann's decks. It's the Light Seers Tarot and the Sacred Geometry. The Sacred Creators Oracle. And I'm going to pull cards from this combined deck. It looks like it's that pile. Yep. Okay. So for you, I can't shuffle the whole thing. So I pre-shuffled by mixing them up as best as I could. So we're going to take a look using the 9-card spread at this energy and how to best use it, because that solar energy is so powerful and so strong that it's an opportunity to really tap into it. But let's grab from the Feathers Oracle some overall energy for this week, and you have the Cardinal. So the Cardinal says to stand tall and proud and see the leadership role unfold before you. And look, can you see that? There we go. The key to the situation is external validation. So as you are willing this week to stand up and let your light shine, you will find that others will be responding to you in a way that is very comfortable, I think, validating, right? It will let you know how things are being received for you and of you, how people are receiving what you're putting out into the world, which is pretty cool. So you have here in the recent past, you've been trying to tap your intuition. We have overrate your intuition, and overrating our intuition is a suggestion to us that maybe we don't give ourselves as much credit as we should for the things that we know. And you have been maybe trying to tap your intuition a little more, taking a little more time to go within to try to get what it is that you need. You are living poetry. You are living poetry, and you have the Cardinal here that really wants you to light up, to really shine out there into the world. Your outcome cards are many. Many. All right, we'll get to that in a second here. Okay, so the way you're going to transform your life, I love how it's this color that very much looks like this cardinal, right? It's these deeper hues of the red. Stand tall and proud, see your leadership role unfolding ahead of you, and cozy up with risk. So for you, you may not be really comfortable standing up there and letting your light shine and saying, this is me, and this is what my vision for the future is what it feels like. So cardinals are really cool. If you watch them at a bird feeder, the little birds are not afraid of them, but the mean aggressive ones like the blue jays will leave. They will leave when the cardinal shows up, because the cardinal is respected by them and they're bullies. And so it is almost as though negative energy can't stand before your light. And so if you're willing to turn on your light and let it shine out there, then you will receive the external validation. The external validation, you'll feel it in your heart space that you're receiving it. So you'll have to get comfortable with kind of putting yourself out there. In the recent past, in the heart space, we have the destruction of many shiny things. So many things have been making it hard maybe for you to really tap into your intuition, to really listen to your inner knowing and your inner voice. And so it might be that you've tried doing meditation and you're like, but my mind won't be quiet. And when you say, I can't do this because my mind's not quieting down, you're just inviting more of that energy in. So all you do is just you refocus your energy back to whatever it is that you're trying to focus on, whether it's your breath or you're using a question or a mantra or whatever. When your mind starts to wander off, just bring it back to the present. And the more that you do that, the more that you train your little monkey mind that this is quiet time. It's kind of like when you would give your kids a nap, right? And my kids would be like, I'm not tired. I know. I am. So you have to go take a nap, right? So in the recent past, you've been wondering, okay, yeah. So the challenge has been, it says your past supports your future. I think that many of us get caught up in the idea that we make a lot of mistakes, and when in fact they are just learning and growth opportunities. And so, if you will instead reach into those experiences and look for the lesson, look for the skill you gained. You know, maybe it wasn't ideal, maybe the way you learned wasn't easy. Some of us, raising my hand here, tend to learn things the hard way, because for me, if it's drilled in and drilled in, I got it, and so then I can go on. And I always kind of admire those people that, you know, they see something, they don't even have to experience the lesson themselves. I have a son that doesn't even have to experience the lesson themselves, because he has learned to be a very observant of people around him, and so he goes, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Yep, that's steering out of that, you know. That's a great trait if you have it, but if you're not, if you have the energy of an initiator, and Aries, you are an initiating sign, you're like, oh, I have an idea, let's go for it and see what happens. And there's so much learning and growth that happens from it, but over time, it can be that we're in the habit of just taking off and running in a direction, and we run into that brick wall, and we're like, ooh, that maybe we become a little more timid, a little less willing to do that. And I think Spirit wants you to go for what it is that you truly want, to be willing to not let your past hold you back, but to look at it as an opportunity to, what have you learned? What is the wisdom that you've gained? Your life is, you are living poetry. Everything along the way has been there to teach you, to guide you, to move you forward into the direction that you were meant to go. And now it's time to stand up and really let your light shine out there. It's really beautiful. Okay, so in the action to be taking right now, so cozy up with risk. Be willing to be a little risky. Take a few chances. Maybe, you know, that it's been a while. Because then you have the card of what is the action to take. You have when magic happens when you most expect it. So cozy up with risk, but you don't go in being fearful. You go in saying, why not? What is the best that can happen? What is the best that can happen? And that is where the magic starts to come in, because you're focusing on that. And then it's very optimistic energy. When we say, oh, what's the worst that can happen? And we go down that road, sometimes we miss doing something that would really bring a lot of joy. So start with what is the best that can happen and see where it goes from there. And literally, I've never heard that phrase before. So this is definitely a channeled phrase for you, Aries. Literally never heard that before. Okay, so here we go. Where are your thoughts in the future? You're in the Hanged Man position. And so this is about taking the time to see things from a new perspective, and what is the knowledge and the wisdom you can gain. So instead of thinking, oh, I shouldn't try anything new, I always get hurt, blah, 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 like turn off all those voices in your head, and instead shift your perspective. What have I learned? Where's the wisdom? And how can I share that wisdom out into the world and lead others? In the heart space moving forward, we have integrate your knowing. Integrate your knowing. You learned a lot. So a little perspective change on all these life experiences as lessons instead of harsh realities crashing in. But no, where's the lesson was the gift. And when you can use your gifts to share out into the world, that is when the magic happens. So, and speaking of that, all right, we have a sudden download of information coming in. We have the Tower card with this card that says, what's your honest truth? I think your honest truth, what is true and authentic for you, is a game changer, because the other two cards that come out are threes. We have the Three of Pentacles, which is working collaboratively with others to create something new, and the Three of Wands, which is, so these are growth opportunities. This is knowing where you're going, being willing to jump into the water. I love how the water has this beautiful color here that really matches the risk. and the energy of the cardinal. And so it's time to get out there and surf the waves of your intuition and work collaboratively with others on something that is really your truth. And your truth was gained from all this wisdom and knowledge of your past experiences. And so an appreciation for what you have learned, and take this as an opportunity to integrate it into where you go now, to use that information to lay a solid foundation for building something collaboratively with others. At the same time, don't forget to continue to surf the waves of your own higher self information coming in, also known as your intuition. Don't forget, you are living poetry. All right? You guys have a great, great week ahead. Use the solar energy to really shine. I'll talk to you soon.